Yeah, I'm the walking Rotarian, and I just walked to Kasese. It took me 11 grueling days of walking, days in which I got to discover more about myself, because pain is such a beautiful teacher. Yeah, so I encourage you to choose moments of voluntary pain as a way of getting to know yourself better. It's unfortunate for a man or a woman to go through life without ever knowing themselves, just using their bodies to carry their heads. It's important to dig deeper, not better. Yeah, so the reason I'm walking is to fundraise for the building of St. Joseph Rainbow Catholic Church. The completion, actually, because we're looking for money to roof and complete and furnish. The vision for that church is born by a Rotarian in Rotary Club of Upright City, who comes from that area, who then asked me to step in and do this creative way of fundraising, to be able to raise 415 million. And yeah, the idea, of course, is that the church falls right within Rotary's pillars of concern. One of them being peace and conflict resolution. The church being at the center of the community and building peace within the community and within the people themselves. Yeah, and of course, education and health facilities are also going to be built around the church because it's on a tract. So it is such a wonderful project. I'm not a Catholic myself, but I'm a Rotarian. You know how powerful that can be. You are able to lend yourself even to causes that may seem a bit distant to you. Yeah. So as fate may have it, Zuleika asked me to talk about a topic that I'm quite passionate about because of my own lived experience. My own lived experience. What does it take to be a real good father? Yeah? You can be a good father, but are you a good parent? What's the difference? Maybe a father is biological. Anyone can be a father, but can anyone be a parent? Huh? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it takes a bit to be a parent. So I wanted to introduce this by telling you a bit about my life, because the man you're seeing is a new man. I told you that I made a transformation. I'm living two lives. So before lockdown, I was 94 kilos of weight, 92, 94, oscillating. I was drinking Gilbey's every day. In a relationship with alcohol that had lasted 27 years as a drinker. So every day I was drinking. I was smoking weed. I don't know if you know weed, and actually when it came to lockdown, weed began to become popular. People were like, we need it for immunity. So I was combining weed and alcohol on a daily basis. And I was anxious. I was a very anxious man because my life had not turned out as I expected. I had socio-economic difficulties. I was not making the money that I thought I should be making. It was giving me a lot of anxiety mixed with a lot of depression. Mood swings, basically. You swing between anxiety, worrisomeness, fear, and then to depression and apathy. Yeah. Yeah, that was, and I was quite violent. I was a very violent man. Not the violence of particular beating. No, the violence of psychological violence. Yeah. Where even silence can be a form of violence. Yeah, so I was very violent, and my family, especially my wife, was bearing the brunt of that. And so therefore I was a bad father. I was a bad parent. I was a bad parent. I remember that I was even growing weed in my compound so that I don't have to spend a lot of money buying the weed. My children would see me with alcohol in the compound and smoking weed also in the compound, in full view. The children were then, firstborn was already in his teens because my firstborn is 22 years old, my second and last born is 19. Yeah, so they were watching their father become what he truly was, which is a broken man. Okay? And broken men raise broken nations and broken children. When you're busy crying about how broken our society is, it's because the parents are broken. Our children are merely mirrors of our lives. Okay? So if you want to see change, don't send your children to rehabs. I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying don't look at it as the ultimate solution of sending your children to rehabs. No. Begin the change yourself. And that's where the difficulty is. Because when a man gets to the age that I've gotten, many in their 50s, many in their 40s, change. They are very, very unwilling to make change. They are very inflexible. They are very inflexible. And actually, the older you become, the more you think you know. And so you're unwilling to even listen to advice. And it even becomes worse when, as a man, you're bringing money at home. Because we've been conditioned by our culture that as long as the man is bringing money at home, it is okay. So when the man brings money at home and he's paying school fees and the children are eating, he sees no reason to make any other change in his life. And in so doing, disadvantages the children who look at him as a role model. My father died when I was 12 years old. But at that age, I still looked at him as a role model. A role model. My mother is the second wife of my father. When I was cheating on my wife relentlessly, because I've been married to my wife for like 21, since 2004. Although she was cohabiting with me before. Yeah, but this is 24 years. All those 24 years, I don't met time that I was not cheating on her openly. You know what, Chica, we don't kind. That's the problem. I think it's a good thing.
Is it true, Roger?
I think it's a good thing. Because then you know what you're dealing with. Yeah, so one time I remember telling my wife, I am the son of the second wife.
Okay.
Are you saying I was illegal? Are you saying I shouldn't have been born? Is that what you're saying? So you can see the impact of a father's behavior, especially on the man, the young boy. That was the impact that my father, who died early, had this stayed longer, would have learned much more from him. And I'm not saying marrying a second wife is bad. I was just giving an example of how I was influenced. Actually, the only thing that lacked in my life was money. If I had money like for half, I would be having 4 wives. 4. Yeah. The only thing, God loved me and refused to give me the money I needed to build houses for different women in different suburbs of Kampala. I would have done it because I was of that mindset. And I know where that mindset has its root. You understand? Yeah, so what does it mean, therefore, to be a good parent? Because I then took steps. Parenting is not an event. It is a process. You're never a good father. You're never a bad father. You are only a father in progression. You can be a bad father and transition tomorrow to being a good father. And you can be a good father and tomorrow transition begin your journey in being a pathetic human being. Okay? So do not treat it as an event. Therefore, do not say that may I have given up, may I'm a bad father, my children are already drunkards, one is addicted to drugs, another is smoking glue. No. You can begin the journey of being a good father. It is as long as your feet are on the ground as long as you are alive, you can start the process of being a parent. And that is the opportunity that was offered to me, because my children watched a broken man raise himself up to become a strong man that is standing before these august people speaking. Yeah, that's the greatest. It's a gift, because if they had been born to a strong man, maybe they wouldn't have known the difference. But now they see me, and they're learning much more about life. In fact, one of my sons, because the day I stopped smoking weed, I was in cavalry. I'd done a long walk. Long walks are very good for healing of trauma. When you are healing your traumas, very good as you're in that pain, especially when you're not listening to music. A lot of things come from your past that need processing. So I did process the need to stop smoking weed because I used to enjoy it. It was very nice for me. Very nice. It produces a sense of euphoria. But I said, but as much as I love it, everyone around me hates it. It is causing antagonism around everybody, my mother, my wife, everyone in our community, because even in our community of Akrites, everyone knew me as a weed smoker. In fact, when Akrites, I was not, many people had second thoughts about allowing me to join the Rotary Club. Yeah, because as I was changing my life, one of the things I sought out was to join a Rotary Club, to have around me members of integrity, so that they can influence my mind. But people were still remembering the other old shaka. And so there was a meeting that they held, and they were wondering, really? Yeah? So I was that bad. I was that bad. So I decided in that long walk to quit. I decided there was that traumatic treat, even when I was walking from Kasese, from Kampala. There's a lot to process, a lot to know, a lot. As you're walking, especially when the pain starts, a lot begins. It's a therapy room, free therapy room, worth millions of dollars. So, what steps did I take to change so that I can save time, and also maybe you ask some questions? Is the brain, but it has a web of wires spread all through the body that touch every cell in your body. That is the one that determines how hungry you feel, how happy you feel, how clear you see the world, whether you can tell the difference between falsehood and truth, whether you are an irritable person, whether you love money. Everything in your life is determined by your nervous system. And so, the one who prioritizes the nervous system, is the one who understands how to live a high quality life. All our addictions are targeting the nervous system. Alcohol is targeting the nervous system. Social media is targeting the nervous system. Casual sex, pornography, all of them are targeting the nervous system that is responsible for our emotions. So a man who puts his focus on the nervous system is doing the ultimate work in humanity. He is buying a lot of freedom. So I decided I was going to target the nervous system. So how did I target the nervous system? I targeted the nervous system by 1, movement, exercise. That's a very, very powerful signal for the nervous system, because the nervous system needs to be oxygenated. And the best way in which you can oxygenate, the nervous system uses the most energy in the body, like 25% the brain uses. So if it needs a lot of oxygen to pump out that energy, so you've got to oxygenate the nervous system. And the best way to do it is through exercise, but also through what they call breathing exercises. By all means, write that down and carry out your research. What are breathing exercises? There's a lot of hyperventilation and breath holds. These breathing exercises you can do that deeply oxygenate the tissues as well as the nervous system and provide the fuel, the oxygen required to give the energy for your nervous system, to make you a creative person, to make you an emotionally stable person, to make you, the moment the nervous system is stable, your attraction to your addiction reduces your cravings. So when I did my exercises and I did again my meditation, I am a deep meditator. I meditate about maybe 5 hours a day, starting from 4 in the morning, until the day ends. Me, I'm always meditating, even when I'm making affirmations. Do you guys know about affirmations? Affirmations, when you say positive things about yourself, I affirm myself that I am meditation. I'm not a meditator. I am the thing itself. Why? Because it is direct bullet to the nervous system. To do what? To balance it. To balance the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. Okay? And when you balance the nervous system, you've also balanced the hormones, insulin, testosterone, dopamine, that one, the one of social media and sex, oxytocin, cortisol, the one of inflammation. So you get to balance the hormones when you balance the electricity in the nervous system. You also balance the chemicals in the hormones. Okay, so exercise, meditation. Then I started to fast. And that's how I lost 30 kilograms. People thought I had slim. Okay, people were talking. Yeah, because man, 30 kilos from you look bad. Yeah, but when food is good in small quantities. Why? Because our food chain is full of toxins. From the time of weed master, what these things that they put these pesticides, and then now you go on to our changing to processed foods. Chapati is ultra processed food. Yeah, it is ultra processed food. It's not even just processed, it's ultra processed. Yeah. All these foods, chips, fried. So our bodies, our kidneys, our liver have a lot of work to do to detoxify the food. So when you eat this food and a lot of it, okay, and then add even beer on top of it, the body spends a lot of energy digesting the food, but also spends a lot of energy metabolizing and detoxifying the food to make it safe for you so that the food does not kill you. Okay? And in so doing, you spend a lot of energy. And that energy could have been used for the nervous system. Okay? The body wants to keep you alive. If detoxification is the one that is going to keep you alive, it will take energy from the nervous system and give it to detoxification. Because its sole purpose is for you to stay alive so that you make more copies of yourself. Okay? So, there goes meditation, there goes breath work, there goes fasting. I started fasting, and in fact, I have perfected the art of fasting. I have perfected it. I started slowly, but now, every day, I eat once. At 6, between 6 and 7, and I close the shop. Even when I was walking from Kampala, I walked in a fasted state, and I continued to walk in a fasted state. Okay? No food. Only once between 6 and 7. But I have built that capacity. At the beginning, if they had told me that you could be able to do that, I'd be like, what? Are you mad? But it's amazing what this body that God created can do. Amazing stuff. So fasting, meditation, exercise, breath work, continuous learning. Continuous learning. A father, a true man, a true parent continues to learn. Continues to keep the brain young and active by learning. So I got an online website called Coursera. And on Coursera, I attend courses. I have attended courses in all the major universities that certificates in different areas. Different areas, physiology, psychology, different areas. And I'm doing this just for the sake of learning. But what happens is that when I am doing this, my children are watching. Because I have a daily routine. I have a daily routine that I stick to from 4 in the morning to 6. I'm meditating. I wake, then I sleep again. I wake up. I do exercise until midday. I work on my business until 2 p.m., just 2 hours on my business. Then I'm doing another meditation. Then I break my fast. Then I start studying after 7 I'm in class, on my online classes, and my children can see that I'm learning on a daily basis. There is no space for the devil in my life. I have no fake friends in my life. I have no space for alcohol. I quit alcohol, and I quit alcohol in 22 by just waking up in the morning and saying I have quit. How did I do that? It's because my nervous system, while I was drinking alcohol, I was meditating and exercising and doing breath work. These things were building my capacity, reducing my cravings and increasing my willpower. So that the day I said I'm going to walk away from alcohol, I never thought at all that I would backslide, and I didn't. Because the things had worked on my nervous system and reduced my cravings. When I chucked my girlfriends, I didn't think...
Hear that.
I didn't think that I was going to go back. Because my cravings for sex were reduced. When I quit weed in 2023, I got the weed I didn't just bought from my supplier. I got it and I threw it in the Rotary. And I say it's stand up. And that was the end. That was the end of it. Why? Because I had built willpower. Why? Because I had built a nervous system that does not jiggle so much. It's not like this. It is there is electricity and waves in the nervous system. But this social media, jealousy for people who are driving cars better than you, girls with nice asses, all these things. All these things.
Girls with it?
Yes. Even me, they still move me. Yeah, but all that just makes your nervous system jiggle. And when your nervous system jiggles, you look for something to numb the pain, to calm down the nervous system. So you go for sex, you go for food. Food is a great pacifier. Most people eat not because they're hungry, but because they want to pacify the pain of life, the anxieties of life. People are anxious, so and anxiety asks for fatter foods. No wonder we love all these fried foods. Okay? Alcohol is a great number. People finish their work, after all the pressure from work, they run to the bar. Why? Because they are in pain. And they need to numb the pain. Because they also need to protect themselves from the pain of the marriage they are going to, the wife they are going to. So the alcohol, the food, the sex, the weed, whatever other thing that you are addicted, the social media, those are all pacifiers of the pain of life. So if you target your nervous system, you are able to do a great job, a great work, and then, and only then, will your children see a man who is building himself. And because you are their role model, because you are the only thing they know, they will try to be like you. Okay? And by doing that, you will have ended what they call generational curses. Okay? Alcohol will have ended with you. Promiscuity will have ended with you. The desire for learning will have started in your family. The desire for reading, the ability to forgive. When I changed, I called my wife one morning. I woke her up at 6 in the morning. I took her to our compound and I knelt down. I said, Sylvia, forgive me. For what? Yes, forgive me. Yeah, I've been a bad man. But let me tell you one thing, I'm going to change. And in fact, I've already changed. I'm just going to turn the volume. And she cried, and how do you expect me to just forgive you? I said, no, may I have apologized. I'm sorry, now the work is yours. So also forgive me and forgive yourself also. Yeah. So when I wrote a letter to my family, I'm finishing, President. When I wrote a letter to my family saying how I have quit weed and everything, because I was in Kabbalah, I just wrote to them on the family group. My last born son said, "Thank you, Tata, for showing us. In future, when we have challenges like the ones you have, we will know that there is energy always to be drawn to create the change that is required." And really, surely, I have good children, I can tell you. Thank you very much.
He's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us. He's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow. And no one can deny.
Yes,
Now, me, I still bring my own couple,
yeah,
but they say
yeah.
that this abrupt stopping of a habit is bad, makes you recline.
Yeah,
How do you explain how you stop all of a sudden
yeah,
and without any repercussion?
yeah. Yeah, well, it depends on how far gone you are in the addiction. Yeah, so some people, like with alcohol, if you've gone very, very far and you're really a deep alcoholic, you can have issues with withdrawal symptoms. Yeah. Once again, of course, if you're quitting, it's very important for you to listen to your body. There is always help by physicians or whoever who can help you to quit slowly and systematically. But also, if you give yourself to God, because when I was doing all these meditations, when I was doing all this, I was simply giving myself to God. I was simply, everything that I do the whole day from the beginning to the end, I'm simply merging ever closer to God. And God is that energy. God is that person. God is that thing that we can't explain. But I can tell you, I can assure you, that God has a lot of power. And when you come one step towards Him, He walks two towards you. So He empowers you to do things that other people can think, but is this really possible? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm able to do the works I do in a fasted state. Is this really possible? Yes, it's possible. If the God who separated the Red Sea sends His power right on top of you.
So don't feel.
Yeah, you become unstoppable.
Can you say something about rehabs?
Rehabs. But rehabs are so important. Rehabs are so important, but they are very few, and that's actually why I love church. I love church very much, religion, because these churches, I have grown up seeing men. For me, I'm a Protestant. I grew up seeing men getting saved. So he stands in front and saying, I used to sleep with her, but I have stopped. People know me as a drunkard, but I have stopped. And then the church group would get maybe a mentor or two to follow this person. And guess what? People were getting rehabilitated by the church. It is happening. My mother has a church in Bugonji. Bugonji was known in Kabale for Malayas. For Malayas. But you have no idea how many people that the church has, Malayas, that it has rehabilitated. So by all means, the rehabs are good, they're expensive, but the churches and Rotary are playing a great role in helping people. The sense of community and all that. Very important in helping people to quit.
Another question.
Lillian, you had a question?
Okay, for me, I would like to applaud Shaka for the step you took to actually change, because we've seen really many people struggling
Yeah.
It is not easy to get over an addiction.
Yeah.
Some people are obese and they will still eat like
Yeah.
they cannot stop. So it was really a good thing. And my question is, what was your turning point? Like, really, what happened that made you decide to change?
Yeah. I get that question quite a lot, but I can tell you it was a phasing into. It was a process. Maybe I just have a rebellious character, you know. I always thought that what I was living was not it, because I was not feeling it. And I had this rebellion over time, this questioning of my life over time. So it was not like I survived an accident or they beat me in a bar and broke my head. No, it was a process. And then lockdown came and we stopped. And now I had more time to internalize this idea. And like whenever a student is ready, the teacher appears. I landed on Sadhguru. You know Sadhguru? Sadhguru is an Indian sage. He's on YouTube, you can look him up. Amazing guy. Then of course I landed on Elamin, my mentor from America, who I have actually done a walk with, a Rotary walk. I did a Rotary walk with him. I landed on him as well. And yeah, the rest is history. So it was a phasing into. It was not an event.
Okay. Let me have one. So, me, first of all, I appreciate the fact that we are talking about something that is sensitive. You talked about there being a difference between being a father and being a parent.
Yeah.
I'll require more light on that. Then, secondly, as a parent or a father, both ways, how would you, or which step would you take if you have come to realize that one of your children that you have is also involved in a certain addiction?
Yeah.
Like, which step as a parent would
Yeah.
you take
Yeah.
to help that child
Yeah.
overcome such an addiction?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. That's a fantastic question. So, number one, a father, let's just say that you are just biological. You sired a child. That's a father. But a parent, you have things like presence, you know, availability, provision, security, protection, all those things that you have to provide. So we have very many fathers, but very few parents. Yeah, we have very many good fathers, but a few good parents. And that's why our society is broken. Yeah. Yeah. And so if I found if my children were involved in anything nefarious, and number one is I would talk to them. I would talk to them very clearly. And then I would leave them. I would leave them after I've spoken to them. Why? Because my children are old. So they can understand, and I've spoken to them all their lives. So they know how I talk, they will understand me. But if you have decided to continue to do this nefarious thing, have your life experience, maybe you're creating a testimony for your future. Okay? So, another thing, I will not allow my son's or my daughter's behavior to break me. I am so busy working on myself that I am not going to allow myself to be driven down the drain because of Omwana. Okay? So I will do my part, which is talking to you and allowing you to be, and pray that you don't die, so that you have time in the future. However, my children are living with me. Every day they will see a disciplined man. Every day they will say this, and boys will see their father. Boys keep their eyes on their fathers. They will see a man meditating. They will see a man exercising. They will see a man fasting, not touching food until 6. They will see a man studying. They will see a man staying home, not going to the bar. They will see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day. They will see a man talking nicely to his wife. That is enough nourishment, enough medicine for that mind. Eventually, you are in this environment which is vibrating differently. You will think even when you are smoking, you will think or drinking. Because boys like being better than their fathers. They like being better. So when you challenge them by doing something nice, positive, they'll come through. So someone being bad is not terrible. It's not so terrible as long as they don't die. Because sometimes we go through bad things so that we can give testimonies. Imagine if my life had not gone the way it did. Would I have inspired many people? Yeah, so as long as you don't die, have your life experience, come back when you are ready.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Mr. Shaka.
Yeah.
Now, I've had the story, I'm inspired. I hope you can walk up the ginger sometime.
Ginger took up all in one day.
Yeah. Now, what's at the Now, my question is, in your journey of transformation, what was the impact of your wife? Because sometimes I've seen men trying to come up and they are put down by their partners.
Yeah.
So was she helpful?
Yeah.
Was she someone who was going the opposite side? What was the impact of this whole story? Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Number one, I'm quite stubborn. Actually, I like a little bit of controversy, so I can have a big head. So even if someone is trying to stop me, that can even work like fuel for me. That's a character flaw, maybe. So some people might be weak when they are given a little bit of pushback, they give up. But me, I'm stubborn. But God blessed me with a very patient wife, exposed wife. Banana.
Hallelujah.
Patient, because first of all, I don't even know why she didn't leave me. I really don't know why she didn't leave me. Because it's not like she's from a poor family. She could have gone back and would have received her. But she stayed. Maybe it was the children, I don't know. So I have a very patient wife and a very understanding and exposed wife. So she didn't want to get so much in my way, but I'm also stubborn. So if this is it, I will go for it. And yes, I got a lot of pushback, not just from my wife, in fact, least from my wife. My whole community of Akrite, my brothers and sisters, everyone. Actually, my friends, one time my friends came to my wife and said, but Shaka, what kind of problems does he have? You tell us, we grab him by force and take him to Italy. I was losing weight, I was walking long distance, and actually this is the first walk that I did without wearing a Uganda flag. So I would wear a Uganda flag around me and walk up to Munyonyo and come back 50 kilometers from Akrite. Regularly, losing weight, becoming thin, totally becoming a different person. And that transition period, you look so bad. You look, even you are still there, but wait again, you are just there. And they came to my wife and she said, no. He's okay. Yeah. He's fine. You tell us where his friends, you can come, we are ready. Yeah, so there's been a lot of pushback about my life. People don't understand. But that not understanding has also come as a blessing and a lesson to me. Humility. Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they do. You are not at the same frequency with everyone. Don't seek to be understood. Seeking to be understood is the sign of insecurity. As long as you believe in what you're doing, do it. If people see the inspiration in it, they will pick up. Not everyone will be inspired by it. Yeah.
So about meditation,
meditation is without religion. It doesn't have religion. So a good Catholic, a good Muslim, everyone can meditate. It is different. There is chanting, there is silence, there is standing, there is walking. They are different. You can do a lot of research on YouTube. You get a lot of research on meditation. But I strongly advise because it creates awareness. And most of us sin in unawareness.
Okay, members, they beg us to stop from here.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Oh my God. Man, thanks for a good job.
Thank you, please.
I beg to give a photo.
Rotarian Emmanuel Masereka, Rotary. I'm so happy, Madam President, for choosing me actually for this very, very specific word to appreciate our Rotarian for this wonderful word. Yes, I also had this gentleman being interviewed yesterday morning. Yes, it was yesterday morning on radio. And I got inspired, especially when I heard him mention Rotarian. So I wasn't going to be able to make it today, but I said I must. I want to see this gentleman. I need to see how he has done this. I thank you so much, Brother Rotarian, for really your message, the message you passed to us. It is so inspirational.
Thank you.
And I'm sure it has blessed all of us. Myself, I'm so inspired by the work you are doing, and it is really giving me hope that whatever we are doing, it is really good. Whether it is being appreciated, whether not, provided it is for goodwill, is something so good. Thank you so much for the beautiful message you've shared with us. I'm so much sure that most men here have become inspired. The science you've taught us, the social knowledge you've taught us, it is really beautiful. I'm a medical doctor and I was feeling you so much. I was feeling the science, and above all, I've not heard you mention you are a scientist. So it is so much inspirational that you have all that knowledge, both social and scientific. Thank you so much for being an inspiration to us today. And please, as you continue with your journey tomorrow, I heard you proceeding tomorrow, please may you be blessed, and personally, I will make sure I see myself where you will be heading. Thank you so much for making it here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. About his work, each kilometer he does is 1,000. Whoever feels like he wants to support him, please, you're welcome.
This is Kasese town, man. It's a metro. We're in the middle of a metro, man. Yeah, so I've just finished addressing the Rotary Club of Kasese, and man, it was a fantastic topic. Everything went well. And right now I'm gonna do a 2-kilometer walk to my spot, but you can see Kasese town is like a real city, man. Woo, is this Dubai or what?